You and I are in a very strange club together, EY, because on April 2020, you lost your job with WWE as part of a pandemic cutbacks. On the very same day here in the UK, I lost my job for the very same reason. And I
Yeah.
have spoken with Kurt Angle, Matt Cardona, and Mike Chioda, all who were all part of those big cutbacks on the same day as you. Um, just kind of really fascinating because I know what it did for me at that time and how my life is now. And kind of looking back as we're in this kind of normal world now, it's really interesting to reflect back on that. How was, if you can take me back to that day when you got the news, how was that for you at the time and how
Yeah.
did you
I
react to it?
mean, to say I was excited about it would be a lie. Like the truth is it was very disappointing. Um, I'd spent, over half of my natural life on this planet striving to get to that position. Everything I had done since I was 16 basically was curated and designed to allow me to work there. Every single thing I did, the jobs I took, the people I talked to, the shows I wrestled on, the things that I did that I thought that they would like, and everything was designed around working there. And then I had made it, certainly didn't go as planned. And I mean, it's no secret. I've said this in other places. In the end, there was just one person that didn't understand me. Unfortunately, it was the only person that mattered. And, I still have dear friends that work there. I'm still very friendly with Triple H, and we talk on occasion, and still friends with Road Dogg, and obviously AJ, and the list goes on and on of people that I talk to on a pretty regular basis. But yeah, the COVID thing, I was one of, I think there was like 200 of us. It was an insane thing. And it was a business strategy. It's a corporation and they were hemorrhaging money and not being able to sell tickets and not selling merchandise as normal and, not having the gates at arenas and big arenas and things like that. Like the truth is, it is the honest truth is they could have just continued to pay all of us and it wouldn't have changed anything financially for them.
Yeah.
But corporations don't become billion-dollar corporations because they're silly with money.
Yeah.
And I think if you would reversed it, and I was in charge of the WWE and looked at what they were paying me, and I was sitting here at my house, I hadn't left my house in almost 6 months. I would have fired me too. And that's the way I looked at it. And I was a victim of circumstance that had nothing to do with anything that I had said or anything that I had done or with my ability. Luckily for me, I was already established and sure of who I was and what I was able to do before I went there. And I never lost that. And there was times where I had to really remind myself of that there because it can be a very difficult place to work. But I still loved my time there. Even the time on the main roster that didn't go well, I became friends with close friends with the New Day and with the Usos and became friendly with Randy Orton and got to talk with, Bryan Danielson on a daily basis. And I wouldn't change any of it, to be honest. I'm a big believer in fate. And I got it tattooed on the underneath of my right arm. And it happened for a reason. And I ended up right back at TNA. And I'm part of this resurgence. And everything happens for a reason. I'm a big believer in that. And I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be there. If I wanted to be there, I'd be there. I'm just not interested in it. I'm interested in what I'm doing right now. And I'm a person that changes his mind all the time. I think that's pretty obvious. But yeah, I mean, I lost two jobs. I was, writing hockey articles and doing a fantasy hockey podcast for The Athletic, which is something that I had strived for. And if my mom was alive to see it, I was a published writer, and
Mm.
I would have made her so proud. And yeah, it was a weird time for everyone, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't want anyone to go through it, anything like that, losing employment and losing your dream job could have been crippling, I guess, for you and for me and for a lot of people. But I wasn't going to allow that to define me. And I mean, I literally haven't looked back at it for a second. And it's disappointing. People are like, "Are you mad? Are you bitter?" No, it's just disappointing because I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I offer. And I was very clear with that person. I'm not allowed to say his name; I get sued. Um,
Yeah. We
but
we all, yeah.
yeah. So it is what it is. Like if in a perfect world, COVID never happened, and all those people didn't get sick and people didn't die, and all the madness that came along with that was it was soul sucking, energy consuming, and I'm glad that we're past it. But the truth is I ended up exactly where I was supposed to.